Hey guys, in this brief video I'm going to be teaching you a few tips and tricks that I learned along the way on how to master any gun in Phantom Forces. Uh, so to start off, whatever gun that you want to master within a few minutes, first take a look at the gun. Like let's say the M16A4 for example. Say you have nothing on it. Go to an area like on a private server for example where you have a lot of open space, or in a game where you are at a respawn area where you're not going to be affected by any enemies. So let's say over here is a good area. Try to figure out what's the recoil pattern, how fast you want to be clicking it, and how much you want to be clicking it. Next, figure out how fast you walk with it. This is very key in when you're moving to attack enemies and moving to get away from them. After you've mastered those two things, and you think you've mastered it pretty well, focus on wall banging. The science of shooting and killing enemies through walls. It's hard to get used to at first, but once you get it working, then you'll be able to understand damage. Next, look at your damage stats. That means basically you just look at your damage overall. This, for example, is a 3 shot to the head and 5 shots to the body. I've already gone over this before in another video. But yeah, now for the gun itself, there are certain things that will help it and that will hurt it. Things like remove stock, for example, bad for accuracy. Same with adding short barrel onto there. That's very bad for accuracy. Or having remove stock muzzle booster, bad for accuracy. So yeah, what you want to do is you want to get a good feeling for what you want to do with the gun. Let's say it's like an easier weapon, like the AI-94, for example, right? Let's say I just get rid of all these, and I just find anything. It has 2 firing modes. Burst and semi. So between these 2 modes, I prefer semi because I can still burst with it. But to be much more in depth here, what I'm trying to say is, if you want to master any gun in a few minutes, figure out its capabilities through testing, then figure out if that's the gun you really want to master, and then move in to use the gun a whole bunch. The more you use it, the more you'll be able to figure out how good it is and different applications for it. Like for example, the AI-94, I've already mastered this gun, so I already know pretty good implications for it. So yeah, if it's another gun, like let's say a sniper for example, this is a bit different. Keep in mind all other things previously, but snipers are a bit different. They don't have recoil, they just have bullet drop. Well, they do have recoil, just you're firing and then it's like kind of doing a reload animation, so it's a bit weirder to say the least. For snipers, figure out where you want to use it. Usually high places does the trick a bit better than others, simply because, well, it's a high place. Sniper's always in high places, so as to have a good vantage point for attacking enemies. So yeah, there's that. Everything else just pretty much follows the same rules. Shotguns are, well, they're shotguns. You walk up to people, you shoot them. They really don't have a generic recoil pattern. They're entirely based off of RNG, and the pellets that are shot from them are also based on RNG. So you might get lucky, you might not get lucky. Just depends.